Morning, everybody. Kendall here. Conscious coffee time. And I am out of coffee. Totally out of coffee. I just got back I haven't even left my car yet. I just got back from dropping my kid off at school. And I was just thinking about stuff, and I was like, I really need to do a conscious coffee this morning. And the way my day is going to go, probably I'm just not going to get to it as the day goes on. So I think I should just pull over, and before I get home, before the hustle and the bustle happens and all of that, I think I'm going to just pull over. I'm going to take the next 20 minutes or so, whatever the message is. Hey, morning, Addison. Morning, Craig. I'm going to just take this next 20 minutes or so, and I'm going to get the message out that's kind of coming through. And I thought, man, that's really selfish of me. I've got my daughter at home, and she's there with my youngest, who is probably awake and wanting mom now, and I need to cook breakfast, and I need to do this, and I need to do that, and I got this list of things, and I don't know what she has planned for the day, and so I need to go home, because she's gonna go, mom. Of course, she's 16, and that's how a 16-year-old rolls, right? But I was just thinking, I had this feeling of that is really selfish of me to stop and just, without even notification, just go and do this thing. And then that made me think about, oh, well, that's probably a really great topic today around selfishness, because yesterday I wrote an article on open relationship, and a lot of the commentary coming back was that my article was teaching selfishness, that in partnership, whether it is monogamy or poly or open or whatever you term your relationship, that my message was, it's okay to be selfish. And funny enough, that's exactly what my message was. It's okay to be selfish. Matter of fact, that's, we should be a little bit more selfish in life. That's how we manifest things. That's how we get into alignment with things. And we have this term, and I see a lot of people when they go, oh yeah, I'm being selfish. This is really, I'm kind of being selfish right now. And they drop their energy. They actually just kind of go, oh, and you can feel the shame. You can feel the guilt, because they believe that to be selfish is evil, that it's wrong, that it's immoral, that it makes them not loving to the people in their life, that it makes them a bad person. And this is bullshit. It's absolute, utter bullshit. And here's why. I'm going to give a little example. Somebody tells you that you're selfish, okay? Somebody says, man, you're being so selfish right now. And you're like, oh, yeah. How dare you put your feelings, your needs ahead of mine? I'm not being selfish. It's not selfish for me to think that you are being selfish because you're the one putting your feelings ahead of everything else. And you should be putting your feelings behind my feelings. You should care more about me than you care about you. So stop being selfish. So that's not selfish. We live in a world where we think that us saying you should think about me first is not selfish. But to think about yourself first is selfish. Yesterday in my article, I think I put it where I think I said that, you can't, if you're empty, you cannot fill anybody else's cup. And that's exactly what this is about. No matter what the subject area of your life you are looking at, if you don't take care of you, if you don't make sure that your feelings are taken care of, that your needs are provided for within a respectful fashion, this isn't about, really getting severely demanding, although we have some very, very soft boundaries that we can get into, and that's where selfishness needs to come in, is to learn what is a healthy boundary. A lot of people believe that having no boundaries is the way to go, and I deal with that all the time, people going, well, I have no boundaries. I am so open, I am so free, I am so healed, I am so this, that I have no boundaries. I am good with anything. Ooh, that is not a healthy place to be. That is not a good place to be. And maybe you think that makes it look like I'm not selfish. So I'm not one of those people that's selfish over there. I don't have boundaries. So I'm not selfish. So I'm not bad. I'm a good person. You can walk all over me, trample all over me, because I have no boundaries. Man, you ask me something and I'll be a yes to it. You ask me to do that. Yep, it doesn't really matter if it completely is out of alignment with me. It doesn't matter if somebody's calling. Hold on. It doesn't matter, how I might actually feel about it. I'm going to just be a yes to it. So you're not going to get my authentic truth. You're not going to actually get who I am. I'm going to just give you whatever you want. And you can just trample all over me. That's not good. That's not good. It certainly is not loving. It's not loving to self. It's not loving to another. To be selfish means to be in alignment with your truth. I'm going to say that again. To be selfish means to be in alignment with your truth. To be in alignment with the self, with who you are. And what you want, and what you need, and what your boundaries are, and how you feel about it. That is to be selfish. That is what selfishness is. It's a statement of alignment. And if you want to create anything in your world, if you want to draw in that lover of your dreams, if you want to draw in the money of your desires, if you want to have the body that you really truly want, you want to live in a certain neighborhood, drive a certain car, travel the world, have the freedom, the flexibility, you want to feel good, you want to be in love with self, with life, with somebody else, get a little selfish. Get a little selfish, because now you're going into alignment with the self. You're going into alignment with who you are. And when we are in alignment with who we are, guess what? We're also stacking up that alignment to the God center. We're coming into alignment with the universe. When we're not selfish, we are one of two things. We are either selfless, which seems to be what everybody thinks that they should be. Why, she's such a selfless person. She's so giving. She's so caring. She's so, just, oh my goodness, she does all these selfless acts. Selflessness means to disregard self-alignment, to disregard self-care, to disregard self-feelings, self-needs, boundaries, all of that. And it means to become a victim to life, a victim to circumstance. And now I'm going to just be completely disempowered and be selfless. Man, doesn't that feel good? That feels so good. It feels so good to be selfless. I am just like living the life over here being selfless. Oh my God, let me tell you. That was weird. My phone all of a sudden did something. The way to go is selflessness. That's what you want to go for. It feels so damn good to be selfless. Now, I'm completely being facetious here. This is not at all what I'm saying. And I hope that you can hear that sarcasm. No, selflessness is a disempowering act. Selflessness makes you feel unseen, makes you feel unheard, makes you feel disconnected, makes you feel used and abused and traumatized. Selflessness, messaging there, selflessness puts you into a place of need, a place of hunger, and puts you into a state of scarcity, because we're not feeding ourselves. We're not strengthening our own vessels. We're not taking care of our needs, our feelings. And then we go, well, why doesn't anybody pay attention to what I need? Don't they see that I'm worn out? Don't they see that I could really use a hug? Don't they see that I could really use some space? Don't they see that I need this or that I want that? I feel so alone, so unhappy, so mistreated, so abused in some fashion. I wish that everybody had psychic abilities and could just get where I'm at. I'll just keep giving. With the hope that somebody will see what I need and pay that back. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Victim much? Damn. But that's how we live, right? That is how we live. And so often this is exactly what people do. You want to know what one of the biggest causes of disruption in relationship and alignment with abundance, with your joy, with your happiness is? being a little too selfless, not connected to the self. There's the other state. I see you, Corey, there. I'll answer you in just a second. There's another state of being that we can get into when we're not being selfish. So we can be selfless. And then the reverse side of that is that we're self-centered. And when we are living in a state of self-centeredness, here's where the bully mentality comes out. And I'm going to refer to it as the bully mentality, because this is where we bulldoze over everything. We basically just say, F it, it doesn't matter. I don't really care. I'm going to just take. I'm going to take. Because I'm so hungry and I don't know how to feed myself. I don't know how to get into alignment with God, with universe. I don't know how to be who I truly am. But I do know that I can bulldoze over that selfless person over there and that selfless person over there. So I'm going to bulldoze over them because they've got no boundaries. They're weak. They're in victim mode anyway. And I can just get what I want from them. Like, they're always going to be a yes to me. That's awesome. So I'm going to just take. I'm just going to take and take and take. That's self-centeredness. To put your actions only in the thought of taking because you're so hungry. To be selfish is to understand, and here goes for Corey there. It means to, hey, my phone is spinning, so I'm going to ask somebody to let me know if you guys can hear me and see me, or if I'm on pause on the other side. Maybe I need to drive down the road a little bit more. I don't know. Hold on. Let's see if that helps. You can, all right. Thank you, Addison. Okay, thank you. I got the little spinny thing. So, okay, awesome. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't like talking to the air. It was like, the horrible, dreaded idea of here I am and I've got making this really great point, and then nobody heard it. It's how selfish of me to pause and see if I was still going, No. When we are in that self-centered state, it puts us into that victim mode, right? And into another state of victim mode, because now we are dependent on bulldozing. We are dependent on getting ourselves fed in some fashion because we can't feed ourselves. So we have this whole pendulum, and you hear me talking about the pendulum all the time, because on one side of the pendulum, we've got selflessness. On the other side of the pendulum, we've got self-centeredness. And in the middle, with that happy space, which we all are told, don't do that, is the selfishness. And Corey, you said it's all about balance, right? No, no, it's not about balance, because if you're striving for balance, you'll never get it. There's no such thing as balance. I believe more in harmony, in really catching your ego where you're at. In this term of, selflessness, we could say selflessness is the introverted state of pride. This is where we are in that victim mode. We are in this very pride level of just giving until we have no more. We're in the red in our emotional bank account. We're in the red in our energetic bank account. We have nothing. We're so depleted that we basically there's nothing left to give. But we still keep trying to give with the concept that we should keep giving instead of try to receive, instead of going back to, hey, I need to feed myself. I too need sustenance. Go figure. I cannot feed somebody else. I cannot help somebody else if I myself am not strong enough to help, if I am in a weak state. And that selflessness is that. But that is also called introverted pride, okay? So this is where we're expectant that other people will have ESP, will have the psychic ability to know, see, feel, and will give a shit enough to actually take care of us instead of us taking care of us. On the other side, we have that self-centeredness, that bully mentality, right? And this is what I kind of refer to as that's that extroverted pride. That's the person who is in that bully mode, who is going, oh, yeah. It's all about me. It's all about me. Look at me. And that is also an area of emptiness, because now we are shining the light consistently on ourselves and saying, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. I need you to look at me so that I feel whatever I'm going to feel fulfillment from. And that way I'm going to get this reaction if you do this. And that is that self-centeredness. Both of those areas are dependent on sources outside of self. When we come back down here into the middle scope of that pendulum, into the selfish category, we are not dependent on others or outside situations or circumstances. We are dependent on, like I said before, selfishness is a clear alignment of self, to the self, to your truth, to your core, alignment with universe, with God, whatever you want to say, but you are aligned to that. You are not in scarcity mode where you are needing on the outside people to do things, reactions, things to happen. There is not a balance to this. It is a harmony. It is an awareness of where your ego's at. Check your ego. Where's your ego at? What's going on? A feeling of, is this really truly what I need? Is this fulfilling to me? Does this feel satisfying? Does this feel soothing? Is this, and is this really a good feeling to me? Because, yeah, sure, it may feel like you're doing something good over here in the selfless category. You can be like, yeah, I'm such a good person. And here's how you'll know. Yeah, I'm such a good person. Look at me. I'm giving this. I'm always a yes. I'm always so helpful. I'm always so giving. Look. Is that for the self? Or is that for the ego? Because these are two different things. That is all ego-based statements. It's all the internal pats on the back and on the head of look at me, okay? And on the reverse of that, on that self-centeredness, you're going to be actually vocalizing the look at me. Hey, here's the spotlight on me. Here's this, here's that. And you're really putting it out there. Where the selfishness is just a statement of, here's my boundaries. Here's what my needs are. I'm okay with saying no to you because I understand that I'm physically drained right now. I'm financially drained right now. I'm just not a yes to that. Like, that just does not turn me on. It does nothing to me. Matter of fact, that repulses me. I really don't want Italian food today. I really want Chinese food today. And yeah, I'm going to go and have my Chinese food. I'm not going to have that Italian food just because that might make everybody else happy. Okay? No, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to feed myself what I need. Okay? This is where you come into the place of I always use the airplane view on it. You're on an airplane and they go through all of the safety check stuff and they talk about the mask, the air masks coming down. And what do they tell you? They tell you, put your air mask on you first. Even if you have a child or an infant on your lap, you're to put the mask on yourself first and then get the next mask and put that on the small child, the elderly person, the person who might need your help. Why do they tell you this? Because you are zero help if you have nothing to give, which means you're passed out because you didn't get oxygen. You're a heck of a lot more likely to be able to help those who are passed out if you have your mask on, if you're providing for yourself, if you're getting the oxygen that you need, you're getting that life force energy. Here's the boundary. The boundary is, no, I'm going to put my mask on me first. I love you. I'm going to put my mask on me first so that I can help you, so that I have something to give, so that I can be strong for you. I know that I need to care for self in order to be able to give and care for you as well. Selfishness. Just remember, if you're in this place where you go, that person's so selfish, or that person's so self-centered, because now you might go and mix these two up. You might go, that person's so self-centered. They should be thinking about me first. Don't my feelings matter too? I'm not being selfish over here. I'm being selfless. I am giving. They should think of me first. That's a bad person over there. That is a self-centered statement. That is a statement of needing self-care, of needing self-alignment, and expecting somebody else to be in charge and be in power of your feelings, of your energy, of your needs. Victim state, victim state. Realize that anytime we are reaching outside of the self to gain a feeling, to make ourselves feel good about ourselves, to make us feel ourselves feel loved, cherished, valuable, worthy, and we are looking at other people's situations and circumstances to give this to us, that we have disempowered our truth. We have disempowered our soul. We are now stepping into this victim mode, and we are doing it because we want to throw our hands up and we want to just be taken care of instead of standing in our power, because we are very, very powerful people. We are very, very strong people, but it comes down to being selfish and getting in alignment with the self. I could go on and on and on with this whole subject. And, I could bring up a million different subject areas of our life around selfishness, and I encourage you to look at main subject levels. That being your romantic life, the person that you sleep next to. Where are you being selfless, and where are you being self-centered in that relationship? I encourage you to look at it in your health, in your well-being of life. Where are you being selfless, and where are you being self-centered? Okay? I encourage you to look at this with your family, with your friends, with those immediate close people that you love and care for. Where are you being selfless, and where are you being self-centered? How can you be more selfish in these areas? Look at this even with your finances. Are you stuck in a scarcity mindset, in this victim mindset where you're consistently just going and saying, oh, no, it's okay? Or are you over here in the demanding line of like, no, pay attention to me. Just because you're paying attention, getting attention paid, doesn't mean that you got a bunch of money in the bank, doesn't mean that you are having all the awesome deep sexing that you want, doesn't mean that you have the relationship of your dreams, doesn't mean that you have a happy home or a happy life. It probably means the direct reverse of that, because you're coming at it from a very surface level. You're coming at it from a place, I need you to care for me instead of me finding the feeling, because that's what it's all about. We all want happiness. We all want to feel good. We all want to be just in this place of satisfaction, right? Of satisfaction with life. That is a sensation. That is a feeling that we have. It is not created by an outside source. It is something that we can create inside ourselves. And from that inside feeling, we manifest everything that supports it in our physical world. I want you to look at those primary areas of your life and take today and just kind of really tap into, where am I at on this? And what does selfishness mean in this area for me? Typically that means getting right with your yeses and your nos, getting right with what your boundaries are, and really asking yourself, does this feel good? Is this really true for who I am? Or am I reaching outside myself for this feeling of happiness, joy, soothing, satisfaction? Or am I coming back inside myself? How is this empowering, and how is this disempowering? Look at those areas. Look at the way you react to those areas. Get real with yourself and get a little bit selfish. I love you guys. I will be on tomorrow, of course, with another Conscious Coffee. I'm back on my Conscious Coffee kick, back on my selfish kick of making sure that I do it every single day. Announcements. I don't have anything. It's funny. I have so much stuff that I have to write up. I was just telling Addison this other day. I've just got so much to write up. But what you will be seeing coming out is Pathways to Relationships. This is my online relationship workshop. It is global. It's going to be hot. It's going to be for couples, for singles. We're going to be talking about intimacy. We're going to talk about manifesting love. We're going to be talking about true connection. We're going to have to talk about selfishness in there, creating boundaries, non-negotiables, agreements. And it doesn't matter what your relationship label is. In other words, you can be monogamous, you can be open, you can be a swinger, you can be, heterosexual, you can be gay, lesbian. I don't care what any of that is. These are just basic relationship pathways to create the relationship of your dreams, to really bring you the connection, the intimacy, the joy, the love that you are desiring, so that you can feel rich and satisfied in your relationship. So definitely look for the write-up of that and sign up ASAP. It is going to have an early bird special on it, so you want to take advantage of that. And then the next thing that you're going to be coming out in the next couple days is my 5 weeks 5-week group coaching training. Again, this will be global, and I'm going to be talking about vagus nerve stimulation. If anybody is familiar with the vagus nerve, this is basically our pathway to feeling good, okay? So our vagus nerves, they get a little bit dormant. They lay much deeper down than what they should, and part of the reason why we have so much anxiety, so much worry, why we cannot process our emotions properly, why we have the stresses in our life and the disconnect emotionally and physically, sexually with our partners and with ourselves, is because our vagus nerves are just kind of numbed out. So I'm going to be teaching some self-care practices to re-establish that vagus nerve stimulation, to heighten the sensation of that, to rebalance you so that you can actually have an emotionally balanced, a turned on, a beautiful, beautiful state of being. This is going to be a 5-week group coaching. Again, look for that to come out. And as always, I love you guys. I will catch you tomorrow. Remember, stop existing, start living. You are in control of your life. This is your game. This is your movie. This is your life. Manifest the one that you really, truly want, not your nightmare. I love you guys. I will catch you tomorrow.